MPs, celebrities and business leaders have launched a campaign calling for a public vote on the final Brexit deal between the UK and the European Union. The People's Vote drive aims to unite anti-Brexit groups, with a rally being held in North London. Well, let's speak now to Labour peer and former Cabinet Minister Lord Adonis. Thank you very much for joining us this afternoon. Just explain what it is exactly you're trying to achieve here. You're deliberately not saying this is a second referendum. This is about the final deal that Theresa May gets.
Theresa May is currently in Brussels negotiating the Brexit terms. Our argument is that those terms are going to be a lot worse for the country than what we've got now. It's going to be worse for our trade, worse for our economy. There isn't going to be the 350 million that she promised for the NHS every week. On the contrary, we're already looking at an exit bill of £39 billion if we leave the European Union, and there's a huge crowd gathered here in North London who are campaigning for the people to have a say on whether or not we do this Brexit or whether or not we actually choose to stay, which is going to be better for our economy, better for our society, and instead we can get on with the big problems facing the country, which is the state of the NHS, opportunities for our young people, sorting out the housing crisis, but not scapegoating Europeans and turning our back on our international trading alliances.
It looks like there's been a big turnout there in North London and Camden. That probably isn't surprising. But do you think that there is a wider shift in public opinion, that people really are demanding this second vote?
Well, the evidence is that people want a say. Let's be frank, it was a vote in the dark 2 years ago. No one had any idea what the consequences of Brexit were going to be because there was no deal. We didn't know what it was going to mean for our trade, our economy, our public finances and all of that. Now people can see that there's a massive bill attached to Brexit. There are none of the advantages for the NHS. Our trade is going to be worse off and therefore jobs are going to suffer. I think people are starting to say, hey, we should have a say on this. It's the biggest decision this country will take in our generation. It shouldn't just be decided for us behind closed doors in Westminster, and that is why so many people are gathering here across parties. We've had the Greens here, we've got the Tories here, we've got Labour here, we've got the Lib Dems here. Across parties, people are saying, we want to say, and we in particular want to look at this treaty and decide whether we're better off staying in the EU.
Now, you'll have to persuade MPs, presumably, to come on side with this campaign, because you'll have to amend a bill in some way to get this to happen. Is there any sign, given that the Labour front bench, the Conservative front bench aren't in favour of this, is there any hope that this can be achieved for you?
Well, this is an extremely fluid situation. Parliament won't decide on Mrs May's treaty until October or November. And of course we don't know what the terms of that treaty are going to be at the moment. We know there are all kinds of problems about trade, about the border in Ireland, about the money and the £39 billion exit fee we're now going to face. Once we actually see the terms of the deal in October and November and MPs get to judge it, my prediction is there'll be a massive movement of parliamentary opinion towards the people, and they will vote for a final say, and it'll be led by my party, the Labour Party, which after all is the People's Party. We're all in favour of democracy, and I think we will be spearheading a move towards a popular referendum which will be backed, I think, by public-spirited people from all of the other parties too, and there's still time for us to do it before we crash out of the European Union in a mistaken way in a year's time and trash our jobs and trash the future of our young people.
OK, Lord Adonis, we must leave it there. Thank you for joining us this afternoon.